always loved trains. I'm never happier than when I'm tinkering away with my own train set up here in the attic. Signals, stations, sidings, old carriages, new carriages. It is the greatest fun. I'm Peter Snow, and this has been my passion ever since my dad bought me my first toy train when I was just 4 years old. I enjoy mixing different carriages from different eras, making my own unique train. Which got me thinking, what if I could do this for real? Well, me and my partner in crime, engineering whiz kid Henry Cole, we thought we'd get onto a mad idea. In order to delve into the history of the railways, we're going to restore 4 iconic carriages.
Getting together a band of brilliant restoration experts from all around the country. Each group will bring back to life a carriage from a different era, from an 1860s four-wheeler to a 1960s Pullman dining car. We'll even restore a royal carriage and a teak monster designed by the man who made the Flying Scotsman.
I'll keep across each restoration. This is terrifying.
And I'll explore what it was like for the passengers who travelled in them.
It's so luxurious, you know, it is fit for a queen, isn't it?
We've challenged all our restorers to complete their work in 6 months, when we'll put the carriages together to create a real-life time train, representing 100 years of railway history. Isn't that a really beautiful sight? And the icing on the cake? I'm going to fulfill a childhood dream. I'm going to learn how to drive a steam locomotive. Can we go much, much faster?
No, just a little bit.
Oh, wonderful. So I can take our unique train on her first incredible journey. This is the Emsay and Bolton Abbey Steam Railway, a heritage line in Yorkshire. Its 5 miles of track were once part of the mighty Midland Railway, whose empire snaked north to the Scottish border and south to London and St Pancras. Today it lives on as a preserved railway, allowing tourists to sample the grandeur of the steam age. And I'm here because we're going to celebrate one of the most influential figures in early railway history. Not George Stephenson, not even Isambard Kingdom Brunel, but Her Majesty Queen Victoria. Yes, this week's coach is a royal coach. Queen Victoria first hopped on a train in 1842, at the very dawn of the railway age. It was the ultimate marketing coup, the royal seal of approval for this newfangled way of travelling. It sparked a transport revolution, which would not only change the face of Britain, but of the monarchy too. Incredibly, despite her importance to railway history, only 2 of the 8 coaches Queen Victoria used in her lifetime survive. One in the National Railway Museum, and this one. Our time train challenge this time around was built by the London and South Western Railway in 1887 and was used to shuttle Her Majesty between Windsor and the South Coast. Almost 120 years later, little of its grandeur remains. To restore this piece of royal history will take a pretty special team. And here they are, the Middleton family. The owner of the carriage and chief restorer is Steven Middleton, who'll be helped by his wife Ying and daughter Honey.
Might have to move the slings that way a bit, yeah?
Steven is a veteran of dozens of restorations, but this will be his toughest.
I've been given 6 months to do this job. It would take me normally 18 months, 2 years. So it's doable.
Come towards a bit then.
Yeah, bear in mind you've got the metal bead here. Is that on there as well?
Yes.
I'm putting in 6 or 7 days a week, fairly long hours. I can do it. I can do it in 6 months.
Ying, originally from Beijing, will provide an extra pair of hands for the hard work and a dedicated eye for the interior decor.
Before I met Steven, I'm not interested in this kind of job at all. But now I'm developing this into a kind of hobby or passion now.
Now she's in the workshop, I'm finally going to get to see the scale of this challenge.
Oh, goodness me. Stephen, and hello, Ying. How do you do? I mean, this is a wreck.
It is at the moment, but it's not going to stay that way for long. Do you want to come on board?
Well, all right, yes, I will. Yes, if I can clamber up here. Thank you, Ying. I suspect they made it a bit easier for Queen Victoria to climb on board than that. Anyway, wonderful, extraordinary. This is pretty scruffy, isn't it? Where are we standing now?
This was the main saloon, the drawing room, the sitting room, if you like. There would have been a settee there, button-backed, blue maybe, and 3 or 4 armchairs.
We don't know in which one the Queen used to sit.
Whatever one she chose, I would imagine.
Perhaps she moved around a bit. Yeah. Now, the whole of this side is missing. What are you going to do about that?
Well, this was knocked out to form a house in 1930. Unfortunately, all that's been long gone. Yeah. But we have enough evidence to show where the wood was. It's an identical copy to that side, so we have to reconstruct that window, pop it over there.
Well, even this side's going to have to be cleaned up, isn't it?
I know, lots of spiders.
Now, what's this cubicle in the corner here?
I've heard it referred to as the throne room. Shall we have a look?
The throne room? The loo, I take it you mean?
Yes.
And you think the Queen actually came in here to relieve herself?
There was nowhere else on the train.
A hole in the floor?
Yep. I think there would have been a lavatory on top of that.
Right, which you're going to recreate, of course.
I think we will find the toilets from a special auction house or eBay. Or...
Good gracious. What is this? This is the second part of the coach.
It is. It's the same size saloon, but I honestly don't know what it was used for. Maybe a day bed and maybe a desk.
At almost 50 feet long, our coach is divided into 2 main compartments. The royal salon itself and a second salon, which may have been used for accompanying dignitaries. The aim is to restore her to her royal livery, both inside and out, creating the only Victorian royal coach outside a museum.
Now, what is it, Stephen, that drives you to try and restore a thing like this coach?
Well, I remember how important the Pullman car stewards made me, a little boy, feel in the 1960s. And it wasn't the engine at the front that really got me going. It was the pleasant experience of riding in a good quality carriage. So many trains nowadays, they're just like buses or tourist class aircraft. They're awful. So I want to recreate the experience of luxury rail travel for everybody. And I reckon this coach should do it.
Now, you might think we want to restore this coach simply because of its royal connections, but there's more to it than that.
Royal coaches were cutting edge. They represented the latest thinking in not just in luxury, but in railway technology too. So this coach is a vital moment in the development of railway history.
And one of its key innovations was what it ran on. Henry's been investigating.
In 1887, while Queen Victoria was travelling in total luxury, us lot in the cheap seats were sitting on really hard wooden benches with very few comforts. But one innovation of the era was going to make everyone's journey more comfortable, royal or otherwise. And this is them, bogies. Before bogies, most carriages had their wheels attached directly to the underframe, which gave that hard and bumpy ride. Our coach was one of the earliest to have 4 sets of wheels attached to a separate frame by individual springs. That frame is then attached to the carriage by a single pivot and yet more springs. Not only does that make for a smoother ride, but it allowed coaches to get much longer as the bogies could pivot around bends in the track. The advantages were so great that soon they were fitted not just to royal coaches, but to those for commoners too. By the late 19th century, when our carriage was built, bogies were giving passengers a smoother, faster ride, allowing trains to reach in excess of 70 miles an hour. It's unlikely our coach will ever carry a royal passenger again, let alone rattle along at 75 miles an hour, but it will be used by the public, so these bogies, especially the bearings where they join to the coach, have to be checked. Steven has brought in a specialist team of engineers, led by Wendy Anderson.
Come on, to me. Touch.
Whoa, stop.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a nerve-wracking time when he's being lifted. The disaster is if he slips off his jacks.
We're clear at this end as well.
It looks like the lift's gone well. Should we have a quick glance at the centre castings underneath?
Before.
Oh, I'm in today.
It's not too bad. We're going to have to do something with these bolts here on this one, and that's not impressed with them. And there's not a big chunk missing out of it like we have found before.
Yeah. And that's the
expensive bit.
And that could have been the showstopper.
Yeah. And we'll clean all that out, degrease it, and then re-grease it back and ready for the bogies back under.
Getting a green light for the bogies means we can finally concentrate on the real focus of the restoration, restoring the magnificent body of one of only 2 Victorian royal coaches to survive. Two weeks in, and Steven is giving this project all he's got.
I'm looking at probably 13, 14 hours a day. And this has been my 15th day non-stop.
Steven is 100% committed to this project. I feel I'm like a woman without a husband for a couple of months.
So far, I've had massage, acupuncture, and a heck of a lot of painkillers. Just turned 60 and I'm feeling my age in the bottom back and the knees.
But now, after all those painful hours, the first big milestone has been reached.
For the past 2 weeks, we've been stripping stuff off, and you can't see much progress, despite the fact that we're working all hours. But now it's moving on, it's being restored.
It has been claimed that of all her royal carriages, this was Queen Victoria's favourite. The one she used to travel from the bustle of Windsor to her holiday home on the Isle of Wight. Making sure this restoration lives up to the quality and style that Victoria would have expected is a truly epic challenge. We're just over a month into our restoration of one of only 2 surviving coaches used by Queen Victoria. It's far more than just a piece of royal history, but part of the revolution that changed Great Britain. Victoria was crowned in the age of the horse, where a journey from London to Windsor would have taken a day, and few monarchs ever saw their kingdoms. But she became the people's queen, travelling the length and breadth of her realm on the railways, cementing her kingdom by letting her citizens see her in a way that had never been possible before. That's why this royal coach is so important, but bringing him back to life is no easy task.
Most carriages, you've only got one roof. This one, we've got 1, 2, 3, so it's a bit of work.
Now the coach has been fully stripped out, Steven's opened the throttle and brought in a specialist team to help reclad the entire carriage.
What we're doing is we're putting flesh back on the bones. Now, with all the junk off it, the frame exposed, we can start doing any minor repairs and then putting the panels on.
2 months in, and I've come back to check on progress.
So, Stephen, you've got a lot of work to do still, but it's coming on.
We have got all the work, but you can see it's coming together quite well.
So that's a new framework there. This old framework's reusable, is it?
It is. It's all teak, and it's as solid as the day it was made.
No, huge relief to you to see that going in.
Oh, it is. I mean, you can see the windows are taking shape there, and it looks like a full, healthy coach again.
You've done the roof.
Yep.
And you're now doing the outside frames. The inside is still just a mess, frankly. But how long will it take to do the outside?
We'll have the outside finished 3 months, and then 3 months on the inside.
Right. And that's going to get you there, is it?
It will. It'll get us there.
You seem so confident, Stephen.
I've done worse.
I mean, Queen Victoria will be turning in her grave unless you do it properly, mate.
I understand that, I understand, but I'm not losing any sleep over it.
When Stephen takes me round the other side, I start to see why he's so confident.
Well, my goodness me. Oh, yes. Terrific. You're making great progress here. What a lovely side of the coach this is.
It's all been repanelled. We've got the beads fitted, which cover the gaps between the panels. That keeps all the water out, that does. And when it's painted, they'll be highlighted with lining. I think it might be gold and black.
I have to pinch myself when I think that Queen Victoria travelled on this coach. It's wonderful.
It is. It's fantastic.
Now, what about the painting? You've got quite a long way with that, too.
We've got primer, 2 coats of undercoat, and I put this on yesterday, which is the first coat of the bottom colour.
But this is beautiful. Beautiful. Well done.
Inside, Stephen's discovered evidence of an innovative piece of technology that's been hidden in the coach roof for over 100 years.
What on earth is that?
We're now stripping the canvas off the roof. All of a sudden, there was a heck of a crash. Came running down to find this lying on the floor.
Marvellously ornamental-looking thing. What is it?
It's the remains of a gas lamp.
No, a gas lamp.
Must have been fitted in 1887.
Well,
it's not in bad state, is it?
Very ornate and beautiful, isn't it?
At the time our coach was built, most others were still being lit with dim oil lamps. But passengers were demanding something better, due to something very close to my own heart. They wanted to while away the long hours reading a good book.
And much of that was due to a chap you may have heard of.
His name was William Henry Smith, or as we know him today, W.H. Smith.
His stroke of genius was realising that the new railways were full of educated people, trapped in small compartments for hours on end. The perfect market for these things, books.
He opened his first Smith's kiosk on Euston Station in 1848. And by the 1860s, reading on the railways had become so popular that there was a W.H. Smith on almost every major station. But without proper lighting, there was a limit to the market for books.
As soon as the sun went down, the old oil lamps in early trains were useless for reading. So W.H. came up with a solution. His stalls were soon full of little things like this. Now, this is a replica of one of his crab railway reading lamps. All it is, really, is just a candle in a tin.
Things began to change when the Metropolitan Railway opened what would become the London Underground back in 1863. It was the first to make use of a revolutionary new technology that was lighting up the Victorian world.
In Roman times, if you were going to light your house, you would use this, oil and a wick. 2,000 years on, the Victorians were using the very same technology, oil
and wick.
But then it was found that if you heated up coal in a sealed container, it would give off a flammable gas. Don't try this at home, kids. It may not look like it, but this was one of the biggest discoveries of the modern age. So have I created coal gas?
Wow, look, gas! Now this gas is full of sulphur, tar and loads of other nasties. That's why it's so smoky.
But in a proper gasworks, all those would be scrubbed out to leave coal gas
That was made up of methane and hydrogen.
and it was this coal gas which lit Queen Victoria's carriage. A great leap forward in lighting it may have been, but it was a step back for safety.
Perhaps one of the worst disasters that ever happened on the railways was due in part to gas lighting. On the 22nd of May 1915, 3 trains collided just north of the Scottish borders. And on one of the trains, there were 500 soldiers.
The gas tanks on the troop train exploded, engulfing all 3 trains in flames.
In all, 228 people were killed. There are no official records, but it's said that officers had to shoot some of their men who were trapped in the burning wreckage.
Unsurprisingly, gas lighting wouldn't meet modern safety standards, so Steven has decided to replace the lamps with safe electric Victorian replicas.
With summer wearing on, the coach is still far from ready. So, I volunteered to help speed things up a bit.
Right, now then. Steve, I'm all kitted up. Let's go for it. We're going to paint this side?
Yep. We'll get some top paint on, some top coat.
Right. Let's have a look at the colour. Whoa! Pink. Salmon pink.
Pink, that's right.
Lovely. Now, how do we know that's the right colour?
Well, when we took the old wood off from up there, we could see several paint samples. Also, it's a pretty well-known fact that the London South Western Railway had a rather challenging colour of salmon pink and dark purple-brown lower panels.
Lovely combination. It's going to be lovely. Do I just snap it on now?
Oh, I'd rather you didn't slap it on.
Oh, come on, show me how to do it.
Right. Just dip a quarter inch, half inch or so in. It doesn't look too bad, does it?
Oh, it looks beautiful. Nobody's going to mix this up with any other carriage, that's for sure. I'm ready to have a go now, by the way.
OK, do along here.
Yes, like that.
Then...
Something tells me Stephen's struggling to let go of that brush.
OK. Half an inch in, and off we go. Yes?
Beautiful.
So how many coats will it take, Steve?
I think we'll probably do 3 or 4 coats.
3 or 4 coats?
And maybe a coat of varnish on top once we've got the lettering and lining done.
Wonderful. Look at that there. Wasn't I a brilliant painter? How's that?
Beautiful.
Can I sign it?
All this hard work is reaping its rewards. This carriage is starting to reveal its regal potential. But when Steven and Ying are given a privileged peek inside the only other restored coach used by Queen Victoria, the scale of the task they're facing on the interior starts to hit home.
I'm very nervous now.
Will they be able to match up to Queen Victoria's standards?
There's no way we could reproduce this.
Three months ago, we started work on this wreck, a royal coach used by Queen Victoria. One of only 2 to survive, it was built in 1887 and had been lying in a car park for decades. But now, with a little bit of help from yours truly...
Look at that. Wasn't I a brilliant painter?
And the incredible efforts of her owners, the Middleton family, she's coming back to life. The outside is beginning to look the part. But inside, very little has changed. With no plans and very little photographic evidence, restorers Steven and Ying have turned to the only other Victorian royal coach for inspiration. on display at the National Railway Museum. This one dates from 1869 and would have taken Her Majesty on long trips north to Balmoral.
That's beautiful. Look at the details. I like the color combination. It's mainly gold, blue.
That's a much better transfer. I wonder if we can copy that.
Yeah, I can take a picture of that. I like the colors and the finishing. To go inside, have a close look. Wow! Oh my dear!
Well, this is giving us something to live up to, isn't it?
Oh gosh!
It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
This is like a palace. Oh God, this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
That's
Look at the details. Oh, I bet they're all gold. Oh, I'm very nervous now. Wow. Darling, I think we should have more mirrors in our carriages. The mirrors make the coach bigger and it looks brighter.
Yep.
What do you think?
That's not a bad idea. We've
Yeah.
got plenty of room for them.
Stephen and Ying have come to meet the curators at the museum, Helen de Sarum and Anthony Cools. Is Stephen having his first case of nerves?
One thing that's really worried me, it's very, very opulent. Ours clearly isn't. Is this a particularly opulent coach? Were others like ours simpler?
There were 5 different royal trains, but only this one was produced to this standard, and that's because the Queen herself took a personal interest in it.
So this is essentially a palace, as you can see, the amount of detail that's in there. You've got ivory, you've got bird's eye maple, and of course you saw the ceilings that are all padded. So she really did pack in quite a lot of interesting details in there.
You're looking at a vehicle that you're going to need to use for special occasions, possibly day-to-day service, so therefore there's got to be a compromise in the materials and the degree of detail that you go to.
We want our coach to fulfill a role that yours can't do.
Exactly. We've got lots of everyday carriages in the collection and in heritage railways around the world, but there are only 2 institutions have Queen Victoria's carriage. One of those is us, and the other is you. You will have the genuine article. It won't be a replica. It won't be made out of cardboard or plywood. It will be the real thing. And I think that is the testament to what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, seeing the carriage proved very useful. It was a bit scary in a way, wasn't it?
Oh, I couldn't sleep tonight. We do get some good tips, like the mirror. I think that's, maybe we can think about that. And the fabrics, maybe the curtain can be a gold color, and the city will be kind of blue.
But not silk, please.
No, no, I think it's not practical because our carriages will be used for a different purpose. Here it's just display, but ours will be used for public.
If we can finish her in time, our royal coach will be unique. The only coach used by Queen Victoria still running on the railways. Stephen plans to use her for special events so the public can get a taste of regal travel. But before that, she'll join our other 3 great projects. The little 4-wheeler from the Isle of Wight, the great Pullman from Birmingham, and the teak monster from Llangollen as part of our time train.
Over 100 years of history pulled behind a steam locomotive driven by me.
And this is the loco that I'll be driving. A mighty British Railways Standard 4, built in 1953. But like all learner drivers, I've started out on something rather smaller, a little austerity loco, built a year later. So far, I've been polishing, oiling, firing.
Here she goes.
I've even learned how to fry an egg. But today is the big one, driving. The guard's blown his whistle and I'm ready to go. Under the instruction of my teacher, Malcolm Hodges.
Now, Malcolm, this is the most exciting moment of my lessons. I'm going to start the train moving forward. Reverser, can I push it forward?
Yes, please.
Correct, right, OK. There she goes. Wow.
So we now want the steam brake on, so pull that all the way back towards you. Blow the whistle.
Oh, right.
Thought you'd enjoy that. OK, so steam brake off.
Steam brake off. Roger.
Now, as you push that over in that direction, you've got to listen out for the sound of the steam going through. It will be audible, so don't
Will
worry.
the engine move?
It will.
It's terribly
Keep
exciting.
going.
This is really madly exciting.
Keep going. There it is. Can you hear the sound?
Oh, yes. We're moving.
You look outside. You can see we're moving.
Oh, my goodness me. All the excitements of my life up to now paid into insignificance.
Good. So just a little bit more.
Yeah, let's go fast.
Just a little bit more.
Can we go much, much faster?
No, no, no. Just a little bit. Not yet, anyway. Okay.
Oh, wonderful. And she's chuffing away there.
I've only got a brake van behind me, but if I'd been pulling our royal train, I'd have been in my best bib and tucker. Not only would my loco be decked with royal crests, but even the coal in the tender would have been painted white. Best of all, I'd have got an extra half a week's pay for my role as royal driver. But for today, I'm happy to do it for nothing.
So what you now want to do is to look outside of the cab.
Yep.
And you look very professional as a driver,
Yes.
watching ahead as you're moving forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, you've seen a whistle board ahead of you.
Yes.
So you now need to blow the whistle.
Yep.
That's because there's a public footpath across the
Oh, I
track.
see. Well, what's this again?
And you're warning people that you're coming.
Signal down.
That's good.
Terrific. Do I go further, faster?
No, just we're going to stop now.
Oh, I'm going to stop, right?
We're running out of track, so we want to shut the regulator all the way down and start braking.
Okay.
Just ahead of you, you can see where the buffers are.
Oh, yes.
So that's where
we don't want to hit them.
No. And now apply the brake, and again, listen for the sound of the steam coming through. There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. It's stopping very quick.
Yep. So you're stopping 50 tons of steam engine.
And it's stopped.
Yep. There are two difficulties. Firstly, stopping in the right place.
Yes.
And then stopping nice and smoothly.
True, well, what's too bad?
Because if you were pulling the Pullman coach and they just had the champagne poured
Yes.
or the soup poured,
Yes.
you don't want that to end up in their laps. So a nice, smooth stop, please.
Absolutely
So-
right. Well, how was that? Was that first
Excellent. First go, excellent.
Have I got the job?
You have.
Thank you.
The next time I get my hands on the controls of a steam locomotive, it'll be thundering up the Llangollen Railway in this beast, with over 100 tons of time train behind me. That's if our royal carriage is finished on time, of course. Now the full family has been drafted in to recreate the interior, including Ying's sister, Yan, who thought she was coming to England for a holiday, as well as daughter Honey and her friend Annabelle.
Facing that way. I'm allergic to peanut toilet. And it just grows.
Do you think there's spiders?
Stop talking about spiders. I don't like chocolate.
And it's not just in the workshops that our carriage is coming back to life. Across the country, craftspeople are hard at work to help recreate this beauty.
This is the bottom end of the strap.
These leather straps will be used to raise and lower the windows.
Through one, back through with the other.
They're being made just as they would have been 150 years ago.
Another one here, isn't there? Look.
But with the clock ticking, the pressure's rising.
Darling, what have you done? I've just moved all this out.
Yes, I'm doing.
You moved it back in again.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Move it out. Way out.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, needs to be up. That's it. How about that?
It's now 4 months into the schedule, and I'm back to see if I'm going to get a royal coach to pull.
Wow! This is dazzling.
Hello.
Stephen, Ying, Queen Victoria would be proud of you.
Thank you. Yes.
Wonderful. How are you getting on?
Oh, very well, thank you.
Good, good. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
So where have you got to?
I think we're pretty much on target. The outside is almost finished. We just got the glass and the glazing beads to go in. Another coat of varnish. We've got the door to
More varnish on the outside.
Oh, yes.
It's all I could put to my hair. It's a mirror.
That's what Her Majesty would have expected, I think.
She would have been delighted, wouldn't she? And what about the inside?
Inside's coming on well. We're just awaiting furniture, and we've got a little bit of finishing off.
Can we go inside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, this is a big moment seeing the inside. Right. Stephen, I think you've got a bit of work to do in here, so.
We've got the ceilings done, which was the hard work. We've ordered the furniture, we've ordered the button-back panels. Once they're in, it's just the carpet, basically, and a bit of a clean round, bit of French polish, and a little bit of beading.
All the detail, all the hard work we have done. So the rest of things will be carpets, furniture. So I think we have done the majority of the work already inside.
What's the level of decor you want to create here?
Well, we faced a quandary when we were told we had 6 months to do it in, because I would see this as a 2 to 4 year project. However, we determined from the beginning we must not let the quality down. And we've done this by commissioning more suppliers than we'd normally do. We'd normally do all this work ourselves, but with 6 months, no chance.
Are the suppliers delivering on time?
Touch wood, they're delivering on time. We want it to be the best.
So with all this work you've been doing, how's the family relationship going? Still friends?
Yes.
We haven't consulted solicitors yet.
In all this hard work, Stephen has uncovered a real nugget from the past.
Got something here rather special to show you.
Oh, what's this?
I noticed a little glint there in the corner. And this muck just scraped off. And I thought, that's not brass. Brass would have tarnished. And as you can see, scrape away this muck, it's gold.
You're joking?
It's been dipped in gold. It's been gold-plated.
Gold on a footstep?
Yes, it's for the Queen's footstep.
Gosh, it's extraordinary. Now, is this on all the doors on the coach?
No, just the wide ones, which Her Majesty would have used. On the smaller doors, they're brass.
Extraordinary. What a discovery to make. I wonder if the Queen noticed that she was standing on gold as she walked in.
She's probably used to it.
Looking at this golden step has really hammered home the epic scale of this restoration.
I must say, it really is quite remarkable how much progress Stephen and his family have made on this coach. It's come from being a pile of unloved old timber to something much, much grander. That said, I really do wonder whether the family will have the energy for that final push, particularly the inside of that coach, which worries me a bit. After all, this isn't just any old coach. It has to be fit for a queen. Six months ago, we set out on a crazy project, the restoration of Queen Victoria's private coach.
And what a sorry state she was in back then. To most, she was firewood, but not to our chief restorer, Steven Middleton. With the help of his wife and daughter, he's turned her into what I hope is a palace on wheels. Now there are just a few finishing touches before we can wheel her out for her first journey in almost 100 years. Chief amongst them is getting signwriter John Furlong to apply the royal cipher, the Queen's personal monogram.
This is the only true royal coach outside of the National Collection. It's the only one that people like myself would ever be allowed to work on. So I feel a bit of pressure to get it right.
With the cipher painted on the outside, inside the furnishings are being fitted, ready for the great unveiling. Finally, as the heavens open, I'm pulling up to the carriage sheds for what I hope will be a right royal sight.
Back in Queen Victoria's day, the engine driver got a bonus of half a week's pay for pulling the royal train. My bonus will be to see a finished coach. Stephen!
Peter.
Dreadful weather.
Good to
Are
see
you all
you,
ready
Peter.
for the
We're
great
ready.
moment?
We're ready.
I can't wait to see it. Should we couple up and go for it?
Let's go for it.
A very exciting moment. That's very exciting. Here we go. Here she comes. Goodness me, Stephen. Oh, You must be thrilled. There's the crest. Yep. And the cipher, Her Majesty's cipher. Colour is so beautiful.
Gleaming, isn't it?
Oh. Even in this terrible weather, she looks an absolute gem, doesn't she?
Ray of sunshine, eh?
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Well done, mate. Well done.
Thank you. And we'll go for a ride?
Yes, let's do that.
Back in the 1880s, when this carriage pulled into the station, there'd be a marching band and a guard of honour, not to mention the Queen. But we've got something better. Ying, Honey and Henry to join us for the culmination of this incredible journey.
Here we go.
Can't wait.
When I first saw this room, it was all cobwebs and spiders. But now, look at it. Victorian pomp at its best. Luxurious curtains and tasseled tiebacks in gold and blue have been chosen to echo the Queen's colour scheme, as seen at the National Railway Museum. And plush button-backed upholstery has been fitted to provide royal standard comfort.
Amazing.
Stephen, this is unbelievable.
That's very kind of you to say so.
It's so luxurious, you know, it is fit for a queen, isn't it?
Yep, I'm proud of it.
The meticulous detail, and what you two have done too, is absolutely astonishing. The curtains, the buttons on this little sofa here, everything about it is absolutely magnificent. And your choice of trinkets on the table too, I love that. What's that funny-looking thing over there?
Oh, Honey spotted this at the local auction. It's a biscuit barrel.
And there's some biscuits inside it.
Yep. Late Victorian, kind of appropriate for this coach.
How lovely. Isn't that wonderful?
6 months ago, the privy was just a hole in the floor. So is it now fit for a queen?
And this is the Royal Loo. Stephen, what a marvellous, marvellous job you made of it.
It's a bit more usable, doesn't it, than the last time? And here's the toilet that
Yes.
Honey and Annabelle spent a day cleaning up.
And the little sink by the window. Very, very pretty. Beautifully done.
And it doesn't end there. There's a whole other stateroom to look at.
King, oh my word.
This is the second salon.
Tell me about the curtains. Did you do the curtains?
Oh, no, but I work closely with a lady. She specializes in curtain making. So we did a lot of research about the fabric, the color. So I'm happy with that.
I have to tell you, as a whole complete carriage, to me anyway, it's the detail that makes it utterly fantastic.
Thank you.
As we pull out of a lonely Emsay station, it's an incredible thought that if Queen Victoria were on board, crowds would have lined the track for miles. But today, it's just us.
It's its first run in 87 years. We're the first passengers in 87 years. We've given everything a thorough overhaul and just keeping my fingers crossed, hoping I don't hear any dodgy noises from underneath.
Henry, it feels like royal in here, doesn't it?
Well,
It's royal.
I was going to say, I do feel royal being here. You know, just these lavish surroundings.
Ying, what was the most difficult thing of all?
The most difficult job is polishing everything. It's really time-consuming.
Certainly done it. My chair is extraordinary, absolutely wonderful.
Ying has really paid attention to detail.
Yeah, well, I can see that. And that's the key to a fantastic restoration, isn't it?
Thank you.
Detail. It's stunning. Thousands of people are going to love it and enjoy it. And that's the key thing, isn't it? To bring something like this back for future generations to enjoy.
We want it available to everybody to enjoy, give them memories, and also they'll learn a bit about royal travel in the 19th century.
Now, when you get people on this coach, are you going to make it first class or royal class? Something extra special?
Royal class.
Royal class.
It's got to be royal class.
Got to be royal class, yeah.
Well, here's to an astonishing team. Ying, Stephen, well done.
And the Queen.
Queen Victoria, Your Majesty.
There's no doubt Stephen and Ying have done something quite incredible bringing this coach back to life. Queen Victoria's enthusiasm for the railways really did change our country.
She might not have been a great engineer like Isambard Kingdom Brunel or George and Robert Stephenson, but she was a great inspirational passenger, and that was important.
Important because her use of the railways made them fashionable, speeding up the greatest technological revolution the world had ever seen. And it's that revolution our royal coach is going to celebrate next, for she's off to Llangollen in North Wales to join our 3 other restorations.
Some of the things that could go wrong, things hitting the bodywork off a bridge or off another vehicle or breaking a window.
From across the country, they will at last come together to form our great time train.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
100 years of British railway history, driven by me.
Here's the tunnel coming down.